What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Ibring Live. He's actually better known as Shelty the Snake Shelton, affectionately known as Shelton. He is the host of this tournament. The man behind the best of the best tournament is Shelty. And we'll be seeing him going up against his opponent today on the top of the map in the red color, playing as Ra, Shadowfaxx. And Shadowfaxx is one of those dark horses which everyone sort of wrote out. Even Shelty wrote him out as the lowest seed in this tournament. So far, he has taken out not only the top seed in this tournament, Green Sea Squash, he's also taken out a very strong Norse player in his own right, Soup. So, spoilers there if you haven't seen those games. Incredible games, all of them so far. So we'll see if Shadowfaxx has any idea what he's going to be able to pull in this matchup. Going with Ra, he's a bit of a random god aficionado here. Ra on Marsh. Very, very interesting map for the Ra play. Got a couple of options that you can do. You can go for Bast raids, Sphinx raids. You can go for... but just a lot of stuff. You can go for the standard Ptar 2-town center play. You can go for like a Ptar semi-fast mythic off of 2-town centers, which is really, really strong with the rock raids. All of the good stuff we do see is found a relic. It's the Eye of Ornlu. A really nice defensive relic against Ragnarok, actually, because you're going to be making a lot of axemen to deal with the Rag heroes. So we'll see if that comes into play. We've got some more relics on the map over here. We've got the Boots of Kick Everything. Definitely a relic you want to keep away from the Norse player, especially in the late game when the Rag heroes do come. It can be very, very tough to deal with the move speed that they will be bringing. This means they will come in a little bit faster. We've also got the Ring of Nibelung here, and down here we have the Blue Crystal Shard. So some decent relics on the map, definitely worth picking them up, and that'll be very important. So we'll see if anyone's going to grab those. I mean, Shadowfaxx already grabbed one, and we'll see what else happens. Shelty here as Odin on Marsh is going to be celebrating. It's one of those maps which Odin is really, really strong on. Very hard for Ra to take games off of Norse on these maps because there's just so much hunt. The timings hit so hard because the resources just flow in so very, very quickly. What I would recommend for Ra players is to go for timing pushes. Stop going for early farms on these maps here. There's so much hunt here. You save that hunt, and at least for the time being, you should be abusing the fact that you have extra wood gather rate with your rain. So you can hold off on the rain for a long time on these maps, and you check this town center out. It's already got all of these deer here. So this is a perfect map for a 4-minute second town center, or even a crazy advanced time 3:34 second town center, only possible with Ra and Set. Could potentially do it with Isis with a perfect map, but Ra definitely can. 3:34, get this town center. You can have consistent villager production. You can then get to the heroic age at like 8 minutes or something crazy like that. Then follow that up with an 11-minute full population tornado on your opponent's base. Very, very hard to stop that. And well, I don't think we're seeing Shadowfaxx do that because it's already gotten 2 villagers on wood. It's kind of a more recent new strategy that I've come up with, but it's really, really hard for the Norse players to deal with it if the map gives it to you, because everything gets hit so bloody quickly, just like how the Norse timings get hit that quickly. So we'll see exactly what Shadowfaxx is going to be doing. We do see him going through tasks, so really no surprises there, and we'll see how he goes. He's going to move over, get this town center, dumping the relic into the temple there. And he's already got his gold, or at least he should do. We'll see what Shelty is going to be doing. Already making some Ursa. As Odin, you have to be very, very wary that your opponent may send his Pharaoh forward and attempt to deny an early second town center with the use of shifting sand. So if the Ra player builds a little box here, sends the Pharaoh forward to these locations, obviously he can't see where they are, so it's a little bit of a risk. But if he moves forward to these locations and you're grabbing that town center, if you do the very fast second town center with Odin, you might just get shifting sands, lose all of your infantry, and then the town center goes up incredibly fast. So you do have to play around that, be very careful. if you see the Pharaoh coming in onto this town center, it is fairly easy to defend against. You just take 2 of the Hearser off of the town center, go and hit the Pharaoh, force that one back, and then he's going to have to shifting stance those 2 units back into his base. You've still got the rest getting the town center up. Then you've traded 2 units for a classical god power, which is really, really good for you. And so that's the thing. You can try that one out. But Shadowfaxx getting his second town center. Shelty not doing anything just yet. He's moving over here, going to be eating his deer. It's really, really important to keep your home hunt against Ra, because when the rocks come in as Norse, they do a lot of damage to you. So you need to keep home hunt. You need to keep home pigs. And basically you want to try and keep your home gold mine as well. I do advocate for Norse players to move out and grab their second gold mine first instead of this home gold mine, because that way they can move back to their home base and not deal with the rock at all. All you have to do is get watchtower upgrades, and it denies the rock. If you keep your hunt, you keep your gold mine, you keep your wood line. Obviously the wood line's going to be there. Mine this gold mine. Once the Hathor comes in, you just move home, click advance on your towers. The rock does nothing. And one of the big things that Ra players need to do is they need to get a little bit of damage done either through Locust or through Shifting Sands or through the rock in order to stay relevant, because the Odin timings hit really, really hard against Ra if they hit at all. So we'll see what Shadowfaxx is going to be able to do. We'll see if Shelty is going to be able to do anything, or if Shadowfaxx is just going to try and simply just outplay a little bit later is an option. It's very, very tough. We do see some wall segments coming up. Lack of houses at the moment, but they are coming up. Walls coming up as well. Wall segments coming in. And Shelty just playing nice and slow. He's getting his second town center up with no issues. He's going to have access to this hunt here a little bit later, so he probably should go after this hunt first. But we'll see if he's thinking that far ahead or not. We do see no longhouse units are getting built just yet, but an armory going up. So a semi-fast heroic here from Shelty, which I do really, really like. Allows him to throw down the hill fort on top of his gold mine over here preemptively in order to keep himself alive. So the answer to this for Shadowfaxx is to be able to put a really big Mythic Age timing onto his opponent. And you can see he hasn't built farms yet, so he should be able to do that. So he should be building a Migdol stronghold straight away. He should be getting out a ton of chariot archers and cavalry, and he should be going for raids really, really hard. And then he should be able to hit a Mythic Age at around 10, 30, 11 minutes would be the aim for a tornado on this location. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Eclipse because he's gone Eclipse would block the Frost, but Frost is going to be a thing no matter what. We do see more longhouses coming up. I do wonder if Shelty goes for Ulfsark here, and then he goes into Huskal Ulfsark to deal with the cavalry chariot archers that Ra wants to make, forcing Shadowfaxx to make axemen, and then moving into the raiding cavalry after that. We just see him grabbing this relic. He has got Boots of Kick Everything, so that's a big relic there for some reason. Shadowfaxx leaving that one behind. I'm sure he spotted it. In fact, we can move over to his perspective and see. Yeah, he spotted the relic there, so I'm surprised he didn't go for it. Such a good relic, even for Ra, because it makes your Son of Osiris faster, easier to keep him alive. And now we're seeing the Mythic Age. I mean, sorry, not the Mythic Age, the Heroic Age. Not yet. How's the resources looking? This is just climbing resources. So much gold in the bank. Not sure why that happened. There's the Hathor. Villagers happily gathering. Do we see an immediate watchtowers here from Shelty? No, we do not, but we will be seeing that rock should be coming in to attack. The Wadget was sniped, which helps out quite a bit. Mid-Dog Stronghold going up. Barracks going up now for Shadowfaxx. So he's preemptively preparing for the Ulfsark flood, but it looks like Shelty's building a couple of throwing axemen to deal with the rock. And he hasn't... We'll see if he's getting any other upgrades. He's not just yet. Most people hate the throwing axemen. I don't mind the throwing axemen because if you are going in with infantry, that does force out the axemen, and then you can use those throwing axemen a little bit later against those. But we'll see what Shadowfaxx is going to do. He does have 2 Patsuchos right now, so that's going to be able to one-hit some villages. You can just drop here onto this, one-hit a couple of villages here with this rock. We'll see if it's paying attention and notices these villages. The villagers immediately bailing back into the town center. Very luckily bailing back into the town center, actually, because of the ball here. And now Shelty not paying attention. He does lose 1 villager there from the Patsuchos, but Skadi is incoming. Spearman moving forward. Locust Swarm coming in onto this location. Not getting too many villager kills at all. Only 3 villager kills from that locust, and most of these dwarves staying very much alive here. That is a very poor use of the locust there, and that's going to be huge for Shelty to continue in this game. The Patsuchos dropping onto these villages here, going to snipe a couple. The Hersa will get a little bit of damage done onto this Patsuchos. The Frost Giant, nowhere to be seen, needs to send that Frost Giant over here, so this can't happen. That's the really important thing against the rock raids, is to have your Frost Giant chasing around that rock in order to stop the Patsuchos from doing too much damage to the rock, trying to get more villager kills on here. He can pretty much just drop anywhere he wants and take a snipe and then garrison and drop and snipe and garrison, and he's going to trade some HP for the kill. But look at this, one shot there from the Hersa, and he just needs a little bit of space, and he gets every single one of these villagers killed. And this is because these hippopotamus weren't pulled very well. Now it looks like Shadowfaxx running straight into this town center. Not very good here, but Shadowfaxx, sorry, not Shadowfaxx, Shelty now moving in onto this location, wants to get a big push happening here. Do we see some upgrades? We've got Osiris coming through for Shadowfaxx. It's an interesting decision to go for Osiris here. Osiris to help pick off the Frost Giants, I guess, with the mummies. Rain coming through to block a frost or something like that. Where's the population situation? 98 to 121 with Shelty, with a lot of resources here. Barracks going down, instantly empowering the Migdol Stronghold here in order to get more damage dealt onto these units. Looks like he's trying to target down the Frost Giant here. Meanwhile, the Rock not doing anything, has to bring that Rock back. Priest coming in to help push that Frost Giant back. We do see the Raiding Cavalry running in onto these Chariot Archers. Needs to retreat back here. He's going to lose every single one of these Chariot Archers if he is not careful. But it looks like a lot of food economy, a lot of wood economy coming in here. He's got 8 villages on wood, so that's going to be a really big help. And now we've got medium raiders coming in as well for Shelty. Do we see immediate heavy? No, we've got immediate thundering hooves though. That's going to help out quite a bit. And because there's no barracks, there's only one Migdol Stronghold here. This is going to be a very difficult time for Shadowfaxx to get units out. And Shelty still has Frost. So this Son of Osiris that is impending does not exist. You can trade Frost for Son of Osiris. So we'll see if that's going to come down or not. You can also bait the Frost in as Ra and get a garrison if you're quick enough. But there's the Osiris. The Pharaoh, very low here. Well, not very low. It's on 101 HP, but definitely don't want to cast Son of Osiris just yet. Definitely needs to heal this one back up. He's getting that one up, and there is the Son of Osiris slightly low there. And there's the Frost immediately onto the Son of Osiris, trading that Frost. This Son of Osiris is going down no matter what here. The damage dealt, he's surrounded by enough units. It's about doing 1 damage a second per 5 of these units. So 5 damage a second times by 45. Looking at at least half of his HP there. And then when he unfreezes, he is going to be dead, if not dead before then, because there's also throwing axemen attacking the Son of Osiris as well. The mummy does come in, but clicks on the wrong thing here. Needs to click on the Frost Giant, but he does not manage to do so. And Shadowfaxx still alive in this game, but he's not making mercenary. This is a big mistake here. Making some mercenary cavalry right now in order to defend against this would be incredibly clutch and help out immensely here. Son of Osiris does jump into the... wait, where'd he go? Is he dead? No, into the rock. He jumps into the rock as the rock's retreating away, but basically killed there with only 40-something HP left. Retreating back now. Shelty's getting his 3rd town center up, and I can imagine that a Ragnarok in the next 2 minutes here is going to be incredibly brutal for Shadowfaxx to defend against. So we'll see if Shelty's going to be going for that one. How many resources in the bank for Shelty? Not a lot. A lot of wood, though. I'm surprised to see that, given he's got all of these boar here he could be grabbing, and he's not really making any Hersa at all. But Balder is incoming. Balder is incoming. The Shadowfaxx rock still looming here with his Patsuchos. Mummy coming over. He's actually got 2 rocks here. Absolute abuse from Shadowfaxx, but he's still trying to find some value. The mummy comes in, going to snipe one of those Frost Giants. Absolutely huge. And we'll see if the mummy gets taken down. The rock can pick this mummy up and keep it alive. That's very important, but that does reset the mummy special ability there, so you do have to be aware of that. Now we've got some raids coming in onto this location, leaving the Hearser here to defend, but these are get cleaned up easily by the heavy cavalry and the chariot archers. Villagers immediately getting pulled back. A couple of villagers already falling that are low HP here. One very low HP dwarf does fall. A couple of other villagers will die as well. Raiding cavalry coming over to clean up the chariot archers, but the Evil cavalry still on their way, and Shadowfaxx going to have to retreat away. These raiding cavalry have 6.6 speed, much more than the 5.5 speed of the chariot archers. Really dangerous to raid with chariot archers as Ra, so you sort of need the rocks to pick them up and run away. We do see a third town center coming up for Shadowfaxx, but Ulfsark already coming in here. Probably not going to be able to deny this because there should be Skin of the Rhino. There is, so these villagers can very easily take down these Ulfsark. Maybe better would have been to run over here with the Ulfsark and build some barracks just to make sure that no trade routes going on. There is the immediate Balder coming through for Shelty. What's the population on this one? We've got 265 population Ragnarok here against a 130 population for Shadowfaxx. What was the shifting sands? Looks like he's shifting. Got no idea what that shifting sands was at all. No idea. The town center's been denied. So now we're just going to see these rag heroes just crashing in. He's got only pierce armor right now, so he needs to get some more upgrades there. Do we see some more coming in? We do not. We got Sun-Dried Mudbrett coming through. No Masons, I don't think, just yet. He does have Masons. No fortified town centers, though. Gold mine going to get pushed off, but Shadowfaxx is gathering gold from here and has a small trade route at this point, so that's important. But now we've got towers coming up. Only watchtowers at this point. No Ballister Tower, no Guard Tower, so they're very weak towers. And now this whole location is going to go down. The Son of Osiris is going to get picked off very, very quickly. The Rock picks them up yet again. Going to be able to retreat back. He's got like 17 HP at this point as the Son of Osiris coming out, going to be hitting these units here. The Mummy coming through, and there's nothing really for the Mummy to do. There's no real units. He can snipe a raider, I guess. Now the Frost Giant's coming through, but these towers just not going to be enough. Some axemen getting built at this point, but a couple of spearmen randomly here. I don't think they have any upgrades either. And now Shadowfaxx is being completely overrun here on this location, about to lose his town center, lose a bunch of villagers over here. We see a raid coming over onto this gold mine with the Ulfsark, who can come over and wall this off as well. We see the priest getting sniped. No empowerment of the market here for Shadowfaxx. He's got to sit back in his base. We don't see any attempted siege raids on the home base here. He's got the rocks, but no siege works, so no siege tower raids to attack Shelty's base either. We got some towers trying to come up. Guard towers has come in. Houses are now getting targeted down. The Ulfsark's over here sniping everything from Shadowfaxx. And it looks like Shelty is just too far in front here with this Ragnarok, able to overwhelm the Ra of Shadowfaxx here. As we see more axemen, but very, very low population for Shadowfaxx. Only 53 population here to 208 for Shelty. Still only has the pierce armor, but look at the speed of these units. 5.28 from that boot to kick everything did help a little bit for Shelty at the very least. And Shadowfaxx does tap out in the 17-minute, 15-second mark. Incredibly good play here from Shelty, able to force Shadowfaxx into a really, really awkward position. Maybe able to trade Frost for the Son of Osiris, basically, so Shadowfaxx can't push back out, and then take the game from there with the Ragnarok timing push. And that's exactly what I said in the early stages of the game, and why Marsh is such a good map for Odin, because the timings hit so hard and early that it's super hard for the Ra player to keep up with them, even with the boosted economy of rain. The Locust miss over here was so bad, and this is why whenever I see a Locust used on top of villages without any sort of path blocking, I always cringe, because in my mind I feel like the Locust should always miss because the villagers are running away from it, right? So whenever it happens and you get a ton of kills, I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense from a gameplay point of view. It shouldn't do anything. You have to use units to block it in. So I'm glad that one missed, because Shadowfaxx did not have anything to block those units in. So again, well done. Well played by Shelty. Taking the first game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the like button on the YouTubes and the follow button on the Twitch. and I'll see you guys in the next game.